Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
West Fargo school leaders are at this hour considering a revised version of its Return to Learn plan. The changes, as proposed, state that the instruction model for West Fargo schools are not tied to a state or county risk level. It says the district will continue with either the distance, hybrid, or majority reentry models and would keep the virtual program as an option for families. The district is still looking to move to full reentry, beginning with grades pre-K through 5, followed by grades 6 through 8, and finally grades 9 through 12. Fargo Public Schools are accepting input for a new name on what used to be known as Woodrow Wilson High School. You can find a link to submit a name on our website at valleynewslive.com. Submissions will be accepted until November 8th at 5 p.m. They will be reviewed by the Board of Education and voted on at a later date. Who's ready for a change in the weather? After getting snow and then dealing with colder temps, warmer weather is heading this way. Not right away, though. Hutch is here to explain in your Monday Night Weather Planner. Hutch?
Mike, thanks so much. Growing pains is what I call it, because we do have a few of those in the form of flakes and some wind as we do warm up. But this morning's low temperatures, single digits in Gwinner and near 10 here in the FM area. We're tracking a little weather wiggle that's pushing its way into the oil patch now. For some of us, it means flakes tomorrow, but take a load of this. Gorgeous conditions right now at the Dakota Magic Casino. Temperatures will slip quickly into the teens as the wind dies down. Your sunset at 6:20 tonight. Oh, well, we do warm up, but I'll have details on who can expect some measurable snow in your forecast for Tuesday, and we'll also talk about just how high the winds will be gusting as we do introduce warmer temperatures. I'll have all the latest on all of that here in just a few moments. Mike?
Sounds good. Thanks so much. White House COVID-19 response coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx had few positives from North Dakota today when it comes to our battle against COVID. She was in Bismarck today, where her main focus was on the use of masks. Mandate or no mandate, Birx warned that with winter coming in, social distancing will become more difficult to do, and people should get into a better practice of wearing them. With recent hospital capacity concerns and increasing COVID cases, Birx said people need to get into the habit of mask wearing.
At this rate, what seems okay is going to continue to deteriorate. And so changing today will improve cases 2 weeks from now.
When asked if it was her professional opinion was that mask mandates work, she said the physics behind masks working is clear, and the public utilization of masks is also clear. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum has showed no signs of issuing a statewide mandate. Both Sanford and Essentia hospitals say that positive COVID-19 tests and potential exposures to the virus by their healthcare workers have forced them to rely on what's called travel nurses to help care for their patients in a critical time. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley spoke with both providers today on how many travelers each hospital has and the vital role that they're playing.
Essentia Health says the last 3 or 4 weeks has been extremely busy as they continue to take in patients from all over the state and parts of Minnesota. But Dr. Richard Vetter says most are non-COVID, saying the number of COVID-19 patients needing an ICU bed or a ventilator is much less than at the beginning of the pandemic.
Many of our COVID patients are in only for, 24 hours, 48 hours until we can just, be reassured that they're going to be safe, that their respiratory conditions not worsening.
And while Vetter says their Fargo hospital has been running at or near capacity recently, it's not beds that's been the biggest challenge for them, rather the staffing.
They get quarantined and can't come to work, and so that's been a challenge.
To help combat the shortages, both Essentia and Sanford say they're currently contracting traveling nurses, adding while it does vary, each traveler's contract lasts around 12 weeks. Sanford Health says since July they've hired 152 temporary nurses, and Essentia says this week alone they have 15 extra hands on deck.
They are very hard to come by, as you can imagine, with every part in the country negotiating or trying to get travelers into their communities.
Vetter says there's currently what seems like a never-ending grid, keeping track of which staff member is out and for how long.
If you have a family member that's tested positive and is symptomatic and you're living in that same household, then really your quarantine period, it could theoretically be up to 24 days. And so that's a real challenge.
Vetter adds most healthcare workers' exposure happens outside of the hospital, which has Essentia putting extra emphasis on COVID precautions and safety for their staff. In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Sanford Health says on top of hiring several temporary nurses, since July they've also hired 719 permanent staff. Sanford Health and Intermountain Healthcare are intending to merge. The combined organization will employ more than 89,000 people and operate 70 hospitals, many in rural communities. It will also operate 435 clinics across 7 states, providing senior care and services in 366 locations in 24 states, and insure more than 1 million people. This merger is expected to close in 2021, pending federal and state approvals. Fargo and West Fargo are testing their city wastewater for the coronavirus. Testing wastewater is potentially an earlier indicator of active cases in contrast to testing people. It's funded by $65,000 in federal CARES Act aid. That includes a $50,000 grant for North Dakota State University, which is doing the lab analysis. Police are investigating a burglary that was reported at 2 businesses in Crookston, Minnesota. Officers were called out to Best Used Trucks and Valley Plains Equipment. This happened on Saturday morning for a burglary. Police there say it's likely a vehicle was used to transport the stolen items. Police also asking anyone with information to come forward. You can call them at the phone number on your screen, 218-281-3111. Fargo police are asking about a website that says they are selling cats. The website is scottishfoldmunchkins.company.com. Someone contacted police saying they paid a lot of fees, and after doing some research, the website provides an address pinned to downtown Fargo. That's inaccurate. Police say that they've seen similar scams involving puppies and to be cautious when purchasing anything online. We now know the name of a person killed in a crash in Walsh County yesterday. It happened south of Park River. Troopers say that 38-year-old Tony Ibertowski of Piesig, North Dakota, failed to negotiate a curve in the road and went into a ditch. His pickup hit an embankment where it overturned onto its right side. Ibertowski was partially ejected and died at the scene. Later on Valley News Live at 6, have you signed up for Medicare? For those who qualify, we offer up some sound advice to avoid any hassles.
Visible satellites showing the snowpack across the southern valley here as we head into our work week. That snowpack is going to go away for some of us as temperatures will warm today, 25 degrees below average. Warmer weather, windy and flaky for some. Details next.